Paint with Alex. Look at that, guys. Whoa, hey. I'm just here hanging out with some of my bohemian friends here. Oh, what you got there? Can I have a sip? Oh, sorry, no. Here at the Cafe Shot Noir, something like that. And maybe a Shot Noir will show up in the shot. We never know. Kitty, you here? It's the house cat. Experimenting with live streaming right now, and here we go. Let's see. Let's load up the next shot here. Laptop cam. Yeah. So we're gonna make this show 10 minutes long. That's why we just had just about zero intro, and we're gonna work on this painting again. And we got our little boink, boink. Oop, no. Laptop cam, transition back, ding, and we're going to turn on the, let's see, turn on that, boink. So we got the palette, we got the painting, and we could just kind of show up back at the Chateau Noir. So back to a 10-minute quickie, interesting thing to talk about. Look, you've got my Copyright Commons abstract painting here. This is my homage to John McLaughlin. This is my homage to California Finish Fetish. It's totally abstract. It's got this surfboard resin shine to it, and it's got a very particular grayscale. That is the way that I teach a grayscale. And we start with white and black, and then we mix this, which is the first halftone, and the first halftone, middle gray, is the same up and down. Okay, now then between these two, we mix another halftone right here, and between these two, we mix another halftone right here, and then we have 5 values, and that's pretty much all you need. But we go one step further, and we mix another halftone between these, and these, and these, and these, and then we get a 9-step grayscale. And honestly, when it comes to teaching, that's about all that we're going to need. When it comes to painting and learning and whatever, okay, then, so this is, I can mix paint and put it right on here because it's got this indelible coating of this surfboard resin. But then I mix a 9-step grayscale just like this. And this is all part of my painting kit or whatever, teaching. This is really flat. It's on acetate. It's a 9-step grayscale again, which is exactly the same as this one. But it's really flat, so you can go up to a painting and you can lay this on here and go, okay, well, what value is this? What's really going on here? Let me see if we can get to this other cam here, this one. Let's transition to that. See, so this little grayscale here, I can use it to go, okay, well, that's how dark that is, and that's how light that is. You know, oh, and here's the value of the sky. You know, and here's this. And since it doesn't really cast a shadow because it's such a thin material, you can really judge the value of something. So you could say, okay, well, let's find white in shadow. Where's something? Well, I guess I used this trim here on this building the last time. And if we held our grayscale up to that, we would find it's at about, hold on. It's about 1 step above middle value. Okay, which looking at this, hold on, let's put that down. So 1 step above middle value, which is right there, which is, you know, between these two, right there. Oop, got a smudge on there. Doesn't matter though. So right about up in here is where we're going to mix a value. And I'm always concerned with and wanting people to think, especially when you're painting representationally, to think in terms of white and shadow as being a particularly noteworthy value, if that makes sense. Here's my palette. I'll start with the primal colors that are always there pretty much. Burn umber, ultramarine blue, yellow ochre, transparent red oxide, which is kind of right where I'm standing. And then cad red. Then I'll also add alizarin crimson. I'll add a strong yellow, cad yellow light, and I'll add a strong orange, cad orange. And then I like to mix a quick tint of these colors clean right off the bat. Just a little quick tint of it. And I'm going to mix it particularly to the value that by using my little grayscale I found this white and shadow to be, which is, it's lighter than middle gray. And so that's burn umber. I have enough of the transparent red oxide. And so let me just grab one more clean brush and we'll tint up some ultramarine blue. Yeah, just a little pile right there. See, now basically it ends up being middle value, okay? That tint. But remember, most of your colors come out of the tube almost black. And so they're all way down here. And then white's way up here. It's nice to have a middle point where you can articulate values from middle to white, and then you can articulate cleanly values from middle to dark. I find that you use more color longer. So here's the last one I'm going to tint. And then I'm just going to jump in. And this is just going to be a 10-minute stream. That's it. All right. So what am I talking about? White and shadow. This painting is the city of LA in the sunshine. And I painted it, started it from life on the roof at, 9th and San Julian. And you could see that that there's a few more things that I want to kind of straighten up. I want to straighten a few lines and correct a few little things here and there. And I want to just be able to get into it confidently and start to make those corrections. I'm always trying to make the most succinct correction that solves the quickest, if that makes sense. I call it Occam's razor, which is exactly, I guess, what that is. You just cut right to the point. Like if you're trying to make a line straight, if I correct a little at the bottom and a little at the top, rather than kind of like going the whole length of the line, is that enough? Yeah. Do I have to move the whole nose to move the nose? No, maybe I just need to move a little line here and a little dot there and move a highlight over and change this little spot and you can just like whew, and get right to the point. So, boy, I smudged a little bit on here. Fixed it. Because I'm working wet over dry right now, which is the way to go. I love it, especially the way I like to work, where I kind of try to work the whole painting and get it all down pretty quick. And I think that's just my habit from plein air and stuff. So now that I know where I'm going to say this is white and shadow, here, let me mix this color here of this trim again. Okay, and it's a little bit of ultramarine blue, a little bit of that burnt umber. I put a little smooge on there, and that's going to be white in shadow. And I'll put a little blob of it right here. That's white in shadow. Okay? You can almost not even see it. Okay? But now if I put that over here, right in the midst of this white patch, that looks quite dark. And if I put it over here, in that black patch, you'd have a hard time guessing that this and this were the same. And they are both that. Okay? It's a little bit lighter than that, a little bit darker than that. So now once I've set this in my mind, this white, and that can be any color. Okay, if I'm being naturalistic, then white outdoors in the shade on a sunny day is going to be a cool color, cool gray. It's going to be a blue-violet hue if you're being normal. I mean, not normal, but just, you know, naturalistic or true to what you were seeing. But the thing is, like, if I was painting something that was being lit by a fire at night, that's not the color of something that would be white. It would be really dark and it would be orange. Okay? So if I could, you know, quickly load up a Caravaggio painting or something like that, Caravaggio, he would mix a color way down here that it would be just, you would see it in that white field as being, oh, okay, yeah, that's light. Maybe I'm going to make it a little bit cooler and even mix a little more brown in it. Okay? Caravaggio could get away with saying that that was white in shadow. And he would get away with it by mixing even darker and browner and then saying that that would be a skin tone in the shade. You know, maybe even significantly darker and browner than that. That would be a skin tone in the shade. And it would just keep going from there. But, you know, if you took this color right here that I was saying is white in shadow and painted it up here, you'd almost think it was just straight up black. You wouldn't even know that that was, yeah. So when it's put into the context in the painting, which is a very unique context, even sometimes just isolated from the world by, oh God, I got on for 12 minutes already. Anyway, as I work on this painting, we'll do a 15 minutes. 2 more minutes. As I work on this painting now, in my mind, I'm going to make sure that when I'm mixing all these colors on the building and the shade, all the shade sides of the building, that they're all going to be darker than this value here, which I'm saying is white in shadow. All right? So even if I mixed, and by taking note of that and going back to this board occasionally and reminding yourself, okay, where am I? Am I at the right value? Okay, if something's going to be yellow, well, if it's yellow, it's not white, it's got color, so it has to be darker now than white. So maybe it would be something like that. You know, that would be maybe more of a brown yellow. And then I could mix something a little bit lighter, and I could say, okay, this which is approaching white, that would be maybe like a canary-ish yellow. And then brick would be even darker than that and browner. So then I could say, okay, that's going to be brick. And then the asphalt is the same value as the brick, but it's more of a gray. And so I'm going to say, well, that's asphalt. And all these colors now that I'm starting to create here, I'm setting this key, this stopper value as being, saying in this painting context, that's white, and I'm mixing all these tones down in here. I don't know. So if anything, by thinking then that there is this light and shadow side, and by making sure that you keep a certain value as a stop note, then you can eliminate half of the values right off the bat, and it makes it a little bit easier to get back into the zone. So there we go. That was 15 minutes. We're going to stop streaming. and see what happens. Wait, wait, wait. I want to see what happens. Does it show up on my thing that I've got on my iPad here, my channel? Oh, yeah, there, look, I'm live. Okay, let me go to that. One watching. Oh, that's me. Okay, we're going to stop the stream.